Norway have chosen their artist for Eurovision in 2026. Was it Mylio? Was it Emma? Was it 2009 winner Alexander Rybak?
Our survey said...
Nope, it was Jonas Lovv with his song YaYaYa, which was an outside shot with the bookies before Norway's Melodi Grand Prix, but was definitely a worthy winner on the night. Jonas was the last of the 9 acts to perform, and if you were to go off the scores, Norway definitely saved the best for last. Incredibly, Jonas picked up every single jury point which was available to him to give him a score of 96, giving him a healthy cushion over Alexander Rybak going into the public vote. And then after they added the public scores, Jonas absolutely trounced the field and was the overwhelming overall winner of Melodi Grand Prix 2026. I will of course give Jonas his flowers in this video, which he richly deserves. But firstly, have you subscribed? This last week, the channel has reached 100 subscribers on YouTube. I'm not sure which day this video will be going out, but as I film this, the channel is up to about 120 subscribers. It might not sound like a lot to most people, but I'm absolutely buzzing with that. It might be kind of a small amount on YouTube, but if you put all those people in a room in real life, it's loads. In real life, I struggle to find one person to listen to me droning on about Eurovision, let alone 120, apart from obviously my mates who are sort of from around Europe and beyond who are actually into Eurovision as well. So thank you so much to those people who have subscribed. It really does mean a lot. I've had so many lovely comments from people as well, especially about Greece's song Ferto and Denmark's song Farvigar Hjem, as well as just positivity about the artists, the songs, and indeed the video themselves. People really went to a lot of trouble to share some interesting information and some really thoughtful analysis. So thank you so much for that. I've really enjoyed reading the comments and responding. For those of you who enjoy this video or have enjoyed other videos of mine, please do subscribe and let me know what you think. I love doing these videos and connecting with the community, which is so passionate about the same thing that I am. Now back to the topic at hand, Melodi Grand Prix 2026. There's quite a bit to unpack. Let's have a look at it, shall we? First of all, yet another Eurovision legend tries and fails to make the contest in 2026. This time it was Alexander Rybak. It's interesting. I think Alexander was a little bit unlucky not to win. He's a wonderful performer and I very much enjoyed his performance. But to me, Rise didn't really feel like a fully complete song that would have been really competitive at Eurovision. I liked the verses, I liked the build up with the violins and that bass line, which was very similar to Fairy Tale, but the chorus let the song down, I think, and Alexander was relying a lot on his charisma and stage presence to try and get him through. That means we've now had Jerry Hale, Mona Kate, Sissal, Emmy and Alexander as Eurovision legends, or very much loved previous Eurovision artists who tried again this year but have not made the cut. The only Eurovision alumni who has qualified this year is the band Vanilla Ninja, who won the Estonian national selection. But despite winning that national final, they have received quite a bit of criticism for their song. People perceive it as a bit dated and not very competitive. Similarly, Alexander and some of those other artists who tried again this year, who I mentioned, have also received quite a lot of heat on social media from people not wanting them to return to the contest. On one hand, I kind of understand it because, in my personal opinion, I don't think any of the new songs which any of those returning artists entered into this year's selections were better than the songs that made them Eurovision famous, including Rise by Alexander. Some have argued that Emmy's song Sikt Finn is better than Like a Party, and I do think it's very good. Having seen all the other songs and how they were performed at Melodi Grand Prix, I think Emmy definitely deserved a ticket directly through to the final and could have been competitive. However, I do adore Like a Party. I do think Jerry Hale was very unlucky not to win the Ukrainian national selection as well, because Catharticus is brilliant, but is it as good as Teresa and Maria? Not for me. The trouble is that a lot of these artists have set such a high bar for themselves, it's so difficult to reach those heights again. In Alexander's case, I'm really pleased that he went for Eurovision selection again. It was great to see him back on the stage doing his thing, and I really hope that he isn't a stranger to the Eurovision scene in the years to come. I know he's performing at the Song Festival Feast in Amsterdam in the winter, but I really hope he tours more and we get to see him at the Euro Club in Vienna and more events on the Eurovision circuit because he really is brilliant. Secondly, the quality at this Melodi Grand Prix was absolutely horrendous, so people have been saying on social media. What did I think of the quality? It's difficult. I did really enjoy the show, and I think there was a lot of potential on that stage at the Melodi Grand Prix, but I must admit, in terms of a song and a performance that resembled a full Eurovision ready package that has real potential of doing well at the contest, I think Jonas was realistically the only option. I think without a doubt he provides Norway's best chance of firstly qualifying for the final and secondly getting onto that left hand side of the board. I'll discuss Jonas more in the video a bit later on. Alexandra, as I mentioned, wonderful performer, but a song that felt incomplete. Emma finished third, and although she was second in the odds leading up to the Melodi Grand Prix final, I was a little bit surprised that she did indeed finish so high up the table. Her song Northern Lights was a really nice song, but unfortunately she had a bit of a tough time out there. She has a really nice voice and is full of potential, but I don't think she is quite Eurovision ready just yet. I said in my Melodi Grand Prix preview that it sounded like a song that would be quite difficult to perform with real power and impact live, and unfortunately that did prove to be the case. Still, it looked like she was having fun in the environment after the performance, and it was nice to see her older brothers, Marcus and Martinus, who represented Sweden in 2024 with Unforgettable, there to cheer her on. She's only young, so hopefully this will have provided valuable experience and will give her the motivation to come back stronger in the future. Let's hope she can get some gigs under her belt, fine-tune that live singing voice and come back to Melodi Grand Prix in the future when the time is right. Milo was another huge favourite with the online Eurovision fandom, and personally I absolutely love his song Frankenstein. I've had it on repeat in the car, in the gym, everywhere. I enjoyed his performance. I thought the staging was pretty cool and creative, but I think there was such a lot going on that maybe it worked against him. I've never tried singing while lying down in a coffin, but I imagine it's probably quite difficult. It didn't go his way on the night, but I'm sure, like Terminator, he'll be back. I also really enjoyed Skrillex's performance. I thought that was a great way to kick off the show, and Into the Wild probably deserved to finish a little bit higher up the table. But what I think I enjoyed even more than Skrillex's performance was their reaction to the points they received from the public. Skrillex could be seen shouting "F off" as the points were announced. I think they should have been selected for Eurovision just for that moment because it did make me laugh. I'm all for genuine reactions. Leave the diplomacy to the politicians. Leonardo Amor sounded great, one of the best vocals on the night. I don't think the song had enough to put him in genuine contention, but there's definitely a talent to keep an eye on there. Storm with their song Lullaby was another one that I thought had some promise, but just isn't quite good enough for Eurovision. It felt very kind of early noughties pop punk, but I do hope the band keeps on working and goes for it again in the future. The songs of Hedda May and Silk both felt a little bit dated and didn't really have enough to keep me interested, but hey, good on them for shooting their shot. As I say, overall there was some potential in this final, but I think the only performances which were accomplished enough to give Norway confidence of doing reasonably well in Vienna were Jonas and Alexander. Thirdly, are we seeing a fall-off for Norway at the Eurovision Song Contest? The Norwegians have 3 victories at the contest, including Alexander, of course, with Fairy Tale, the legendary Bobby Socks with La de Swing, and Secret Garden with Nocturne, which is an absolutely beautiful piece of music, which I was lucky enough to hear live at the Song Festival Feast in Amsterdam last winter. However, they also have the unenviable distinction of the most last place finishes in the history of Eurovision. That being said, sandwiched between their most recent 2 last place finishes, which were 2G in 2012 and Gate in 2024, Norway had a very strong record of 7 top 10 finishes in 10 contests. That included the likes of Kaino, Subwoofer, and of course Alessandra. And in that time, they only failed to qualify in 1 out of 10 contests. Then they had Gate in 2024 with Ulvaham, which finished rock bottom. And last year they had Kyle Alessandro, who, despite being a massive fans' favourite, still only finished 18th in Basel. Maybe it's just a blip for Norway. Maybe Jonas will blow everyone away in Vienna. I'd be interested to hear from Norwegian fans on how you think your country's doing, how you think the selection process is going, and your prospects of competing strongly at the song contest in the years to come. Point number 4 then, Jonas is the man. He kind of emerged from nowhere to reign victorious at the final. So what do we think of his song YaYaYa? I must admit it slipped totally under the radar for me before the Melodi Grand Prix, but what a brilliant performance. I would say it's very unique. I don't think there's really anything like it which has been selected for Eurovision in 2026. That's good news for Jonas because without a direct rival with a similar song, people who like this genre of music will vote for him. He sounds great live as well. He was absolutely rock solid at Melodi Grand Prix. And he looks cool too. He's kind of like Super Mario's bad boy brother with the black dungarees and the moustache. I think he has really great stage presence. He looks like he will be completely unfazed by the bright lights of Eurovision and the fact that millions upon millions of people will be watching around the world. In fact, he looks as though he will absolutely revel in it. YaYaYa has a catchy hook which people will enjoy joining in with, and a funky guitar riff as well. I think Jonas will definitely qualify for the final, and without a doubt, he is their best chance of getting a left-hand side of the board finish. To be honest, I don't have a really strong sense of this being one of the songs that will be right at the very top and in contention to win. But there's plenty of time between now and May, and that could all change. Maybe being the underdog would suit Jonas. Much as he did in Lillehammer, he could move quietly in the shadows before pouncing and slapping everyone in the face with a brilliant performance and taking home the trophy in Vienna. Did you watch Melodi Grand Prix? What did you think of Jonas and YaYaYa? Are you pleased that he will be representing Norway at Eurovision? Let me know. That's all for this video. If you did enjoy it, please do subscribe. It really does help. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.